I'd like a report from the Community Preservation Committee on Article 24. Mrs. Pizzolatto.
Thank you. The area indicated on 6 Station Street is surrounded by conservation property on one side owned by the town of Wareham, where there's already parking. On the other side, property owned by Southeastern Massachusetts Wildlands Trust. The property has been of interest to the Wareham Land Trust, to the town of Wareham, and to various state agencies interested in conservation for some time. We're currently in discussions with the property owner, and we are hoping to move forward with the acquisition of this property on behalf of the town of Wareham, where it will be accessible to the public.
Is anything further to be said on Article 24? Mr. Deakins.
I'm trying to figure out, looking up there exactly what piece of land we're talking about, but has that been appraised? That $350,000 figure is based on what? Is there an appraisal on that site? I mean, I think we're talking close to $40,000 an acre here.
Mrs. Pizzolatto, if you can answer the question.
Yes, we do have an appraisal price. It is $340,000.
Gentlemen, gentleman in the back on the left.
Did I understand you correctly that it's surrounded by conservation land already?
Adjacent to conservation land on either side, but that's not all that fronts the property.
What else would front to the property other than conservation land? I mean, I see a highway, I see conservation land that's already owned by the town, and I believe you said there's the Southeast Massachusetts Resources that own the other property, the adjoining property.
Mrs. Pizzolatto can answer the question.
Well, I can answer some of the question. One of the pieces that looks like a little triangle is owned by the Bliss Foundation. There's private property along Station Street. I'm not sure if that's enough of an answer.
I'm just saying
Where are
it's,
you going?
well, it's roughly 10 acres, correct?
Yes.
And we're paying $350,000.
No. That's what we're asking the Community Preservation Fund to contribute toward the purchase price, which is not yet determined.
But even at that, if it's surrounded by conservation land and it borders to a wetland, I don't think it's going to be buildable to begin with. So I don't understand how they would be, how they would be expecting premium market value for a piece of land that you can't build.
Well, we don't quite know what they're expecting yet, but it is definitely buildable, and the appraisal addresses how many house lots are allowed on the property.
Okay, because the way you explained it, it seemed as though it was an unbuildable, just an open land.
No, I do apologize if that was confusing. There's definitely buildable lots there.
Okay, thank you.
And it can be developed.
Is anything further to be said on Article 24? Yes, this lady in the right.
Hi, Michelle Langford. I would just like to speak in favor of this because we're going to be putting a mall on the NSTAR property, and there's a lot of wildlife over there, and they need somewhere to go. And it's getting very crowded in that section of town.
Thank you. Is anything further to be said on Article 24? Seeing none, I'm going to call for a vote on Article 24. Unless anyone has any objection, I'm not going to reread the motion. This calls for a 2/3 vote because it involves an eminent domain. All those in favor of Article 24, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. It's passed by 2/3, I declare it passed by 2/3 vote. Article 20.